I better have my money ready. It's a crazy world, and I need that money ready.
Welcome back to Houston Live. You know, the process of divorce can seem daunting. It can be isolating for many women who are faced with it. But our next guests want to empower women who are navigating this stage of life by offering what they call the Guide to Good Divorce. We'd like to welcome the program's founder, attorney Trey Yates, and Juliette Haegglund, who has attended the program. Welcome to Studio B.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's first start with you, Trey.
Yeah.
Because you started this because you thought it was very important for women at any process of the divorce. You thought that it was important to arm them with the education behind it.
Absolutely. I've been getting divorced every day of my life for over 41 years.
Sorry.
And back in, well, you know, someone's got to do it. Back in 2011, I saw that the traditional application for women in divorce was not working. And so I came up with this idea to start this educational seminar called The Guide to Good Divorce. And we break down the program in 5 particular keys. 1, you've got to know that it's a lawsuit, so it's legal. So we have speakers that talk about the legal process. Then you've got to do some divorce financial planning or analysis, because the way we look at finances in divorce is a lot different at times than you would normally think. Then we talk about gaining new life skills, wellness, and making new communities. So we try to make it a very holistic place for women only. We have them at the St. Regis. They get there at 8:30 through 2. And we're always pleased to have people like Juliette give their testimony. I grew up in the South where you told your truth was the testimony, right?
Amen.
And it really resonates with the other women there, because those that are just starting this transition period feel like they're all alone, right?
Yeah.
And it's inspirational speakers like Juliette that tell them that she's been through it, right? And this is how life is now, and it's a heck of a lot better.
Right, when you're in the storm, it's hard to see anything on the other side, to even imagine a rainbow. It just seems absurd. Juliette, you've attended the seminar.
Right.
Tell us about your experience.
So the seminar, I found out about it from a friend who had just gotten through her divorce process. And so she recommended the seminar. I felt at the time I wasn't really getting adequate legal representation, so she recommended the seminar, and then she also recommended considering Trey as an attorney. And so I attended the seminar, and it really is a safe place for women. You know, women come there, and you can see that as the day progresses, they start to form these bonds between each other. And then the tools that you learn during the seminar, these 5 keys that Trey mentioned, these are things that have kind of helped me through that journey. And as I've progressed through life, I've continued to apply some of those tools as well.
That's amazing. And Trey, how does that make you feel to know that another woman said, hey, you're going through this, here's a guy that really helped me? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it gives validity to the work, you know. And look, the laws for divorce for women in the state are not very good. And it shouldn't really surprise us, because they're made by angry white men on their 3rd or 4th marriages, right?
You said it.
And so you have a lot stacked against you to begin with. Then you feel like you're the only person going through it, right? That's why we hold these events in person, so other women can see other women going through the same process. Then I get to watch them form bonds and make connection. And of course, everything is at a very high level. It is Saturday morning, right? But nevertheless, I believe that they come out of it with some knowledge and power that they didn't know before. And the whole program is about empowering you to your new best life. And that's why we call it the Guide to Good Divorce.
I love that. And I love that Juliette's like nodding along, because you've been there, you've lived it. Yes. What was most helpful, do you think, in your divorce journey?
Okay, so a couple of things. One of the things that we learned at the seminar is divorce financial planning, and it's this whole new world which I was not thinking about, right? And so because I attended the seminar, I was able to now be more intentionally about my financial planning. And I can say, as a result of that, financially, I'm in the best place I have been my entire life. Not necessarily from a position of spending power, because we all know that with divorce, it doesn't necessarily mean you'll have more spending power, but more from a position of knowing where are my incomes, my expenses, my assets and investments for the future.
Yeah.
So that's been a very powerful tool from that seminar.
Money is power, and financial freedom is a thing as well. Trey, so this, again, you said Saturday, but it's next Saturday, April 5th. It's 8:30 to 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the St. Regis Hotel. GuideToGoodDivorce.com is the website. And, you know, if you want to pay cash at the door, you can reserve it online. But if you want to pay cash at the door, call 713-999-8626. That's how you make a reservation. We don't have a ton of time, Trey, but what else should people know really quickly?
Well, that it's a very positive space. You have an opportunity to have information given to you from some of the top in the field. It's a nominal price. We don't capture any information. It's all anonymous. We want to try to create a very safe place for women to process. That's what I want to say.
I love the concept. I love the idea of women coming together, empowering, and you giving them the knowledge, because we always say it, knowledge is power. And to anyone going through this, I know it can feel like, I mean, I'm just a breakup, right? But divorce is so much more legal. It's so so much more serious.
It's such a foreign concept. Yep.
Trey Yates and Juliette Haegglund, thank you so much. To learn more, guide to gooddivorce.com. Let me say that one more time. GuideToGoodDivorce.com.